Hey everyone, this video I've got 4 parts. First part and second part are going to be the product review of the mic and the video I'm using. Third part is going to be technical information about the end product of this video and the quality, because the second part is using a new camera. Fourth part is software review, and that pertains to my first item I'm going to start reviewing is the Behringer c-1u USB microphone. A little bit before I start, I did a video on this and a software fix, and this is a much better software fix, but a little information of why I'm doing this video. Low volume. That was the subject of the first video, and just know for your information that in post-production I will be raising this so you can actually hear me talk, but in post you'll notice even though I raise the volume, the noise is minimal to none, so that's why I can recommend this mic with the software fix. So let's get started with the product review. This was a $50 to $60 mic. Excuse me. The things that come with it was a little adapter. The packaging was a plastic molded around the mic, all plastic for the attachment here, and all metal for the mic. I did have a little problem with this. When I was setting up, this camera would slowly dip after a while, so I put a little thin cardboard like washer in there, because no matter how much I tightened this, I couldn't get it to stop moving, so I had to do a little fix there. But otherwise, it's a great mic. I did, when I started testing this mic, because the other product review I did on this was like 8 years ago, so I thought, well, maybe I missed something. So I took this apart, took the windscreen out to see if that was the culprit, or it would, make it a little bit more louder somehow, and it had no effect. So I put it all back together. One little thing about the inner screw is it's the standard righty-tighty. If you have trouble, because it needs a special key to undo, but if you just take a screwdriver and if you go the righty-tighty, lefty loosens, do that method, you should be able to get it open no problem. So it has a little string or a spring on the sides, and I'm actually thinking of putting like a little rubber piece around it, so even tapping this you still hear a little bit of the mic. So I might do a little modifications in there. I haven't done it yet. Continuing, the USB connection is like a printer USB connection. It's kind of box like connection that fits up in here. It locks in place, but I'm leaving it loose so I can kind of move it around here. It's a real good mic. So I think since I'm recording this at 100%, that's my problem with it. If this is all you can get at 100%, you're going to need the software fix, which will be at the end. So if you want to skip to the end, skip to a new video of just the software fix, I'll have that up in the top right corner, or just wait till the end or skip to the end. So I think I went through everything. Price, what the volume is I'm recording this at. I'm going to raise it in post, but I wanted you to get a look at it of just the USB in to your computer, and this is what comes out. All right, so let's go to the second part. Is the video I'm using is the Mokose Hdmi camera. Cost about $109. It has a auto balance, no autofocus. It's a manual focus, but it changes the brightness depending on how bright it is. You can see it kind of changing and adjusting. It does have a manual and a whole bunch of settings for quality, manual, brightness control or darkness control. And if you want to see that video of a more extensive, like on-screen display, that kind of thing, I'll put that video, separate video, up in the top hand corner. But basically, I just wanted to get to the output. Depending on how much quality you put in here, this video, well, actually, I'm not done with well, yeah, I think I am done with describing the Mokose HDMI camera. It's a 1080p, but I scale it down to 720p. So all the different settings will put a lot of quality into this video, but I end up putting, and this is the third part, describing the output of this video. It's gonna need like a noise filter, because I did a video of this before. The same video, I processed it 2 times. One without a noise filter and one with one, because the original video was 1.2 gig for like a 20-minute video. So I had some graininess stuff in, kind of the quality, and I put a little noise filter in there to kind of smooth things out, and it cut 600 megabytes out of the video, but it looked a lot smoother and better. It didn't have so much grain in it. So you save the look, it's smoother, and the file size cut 60% or more, or I don't know, maybe half the file size. So I wanted to get to that. So I think that's all I wanted to say about the camera. The output of this MP4 is going to be with a noise filter, look just how I want it to look. The last part is the software review, and I'm going to do a screen capture for that. So if you want to stay tuned for that, I'm going to attach it to the end of this video. If you don't, I hope you like this video. Keep coming back for great videos. As promised, this is the software portion. This software takes care of my low volume and my USB mic. So first, I'm going to take you through it all. Equalizer APO is the program. So it's just updated here recently. Go ahead and download the version that works for you. Works on a virtual unlimited number of filters, works with any number of channels, very low latency and CPU usage, and VST support. So here's what it can work on. Go ahead and download it, and I have already downloaded for my machine. So we're going to install it. All right, and it brings up and runs the configurator right at the start. So I'm just going to do capture devices, and I've got 2 microphones in right now. I'm using this to record the AKG Perception 120 I'm using, and I want to check the microphone c-1u microphone. So you go ahead and click all the items that you want it to work on. So far I've not had any problem with my AKG, so it's just the c-1u. So at this point I'm going to reboot. So I'll stop this program and pick it up on the reboot. Okay, I restarted my computer and the files are in Program Files, Equalizer APO, and it already did the configurator when we installed it. So next you go to Editor, and you're going to see some different things like you see on the project samples here. The demo or example. So it has a lot of functions, copy channels, high pass filter, delay, a lot of cool stuff, equalizer. So none of that I need. I do need the preamp. So let's go into the editor. Let's run the editor. Okay, Equalizer APO has not been installed for the selected device. Do you want to run the configurator? Application to fix the problem. Not yet. Because it does come up with this example, and that's what all this is. And here's the preamplification that I need. So at this point, I would just get rid of everything and add what you need. Actually, if you want to keep this set up, I think you can just go to the plus sign, control, add a device, then select device right here, and we want to choose a capture device. Okay, it's not working, so maybe that's why. Let's try this again. Select all devices. Maybe I'll just select just the microphone. Okay, so it didn't let me select all the devices. API installed, and I just turned it on, so then the preamplification can work. Let's I don't know how I could minimize this. Well, let's just deal with what we've got here. So I want to raise this about 15 decibels, and that'll get me to about where my AKG mic is. So you could do a lot of different things. You could utilize the graphic equalizer, but for the mic I'm using, I'm just going to use the preamplification, and that's it. So I think that's all there is to it. I might want to move that at the top. I don't know if this chain makes a difference, but I do believe this should probably be at the top. Preamplification. Okay, so the power is on both the microphone and the preamplification, and these are not on yet. So that's how I have my setup on my main computer. This is my entertainment PC, and I just had a clean install of the 64-bit version just to show you how to do a little bit of it. I think the reason why it came up with the equalizer and everything is it had the example. But on other videos I've seen where they have just removed everything. They'd hit the minus sign, remove everything, and start from scratch. So if you wanted or had different setups or different tests you wanted to do, you wanted to keep one empty or have different setups, basically you would go hit new and create a text file, and like if this was just for the c-1u, you would just go actually let's turn all this stuff off. Let's go to new, and and save as, and we would just say like c-1u default. Okay. So here we can hit the plus button, go down to control and select the device. And we just want to select the c-1u microphone. Okay, that's installed. So we want the preamplification. This will take care of our low volume. So we go down to basic filters and hit preamp. And we want to change that to 15. Now you can do this on the fly if you have your microphone set up. You can do this while you're recording something and still be able to lower the volume or raise the volume. So that's all there is to it. And I do believe it records, or it keeps its configuration, so you don't have to go and turn this on all the time. However, it's not that big a deal to, you know, run this and make sure it's on. But I think once you have this on, when you reboot, and I'll do a check, I'll maybe add a little bit more to this video to see if my settings here will stay. So I might go into this program a little bit more. I've just started working with it and I love it. The output of the c-1u has very low latency, so when you speak it, it will record almost instantaneously. So that was the purpose of the software portion of it for the Behringer c-1u USB microphone. It can also work on any other microphones. So I think I'll leave it there unless I've tagged on an experiment of where I will reboot the computer, not touch any of the settings, add my USB mic, and do a test. So if I do that, stay tuned to that. If not, I hope this has helped. Keep coming back to this channel for great videos, and stay tuned for the next video following this. Okay, before I continue and reboot to see if the settings stick, I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit about how you can change this on the fly. Okay, so I kind of want to bring that back up so it sounds all right. So on the fly, you can adjust this on the fly, and it records whatever you adjust. It will reflect in your recording software. So I believe that the config text is the default. I don't know if I exit out of or close the tab, if this will revert to your default settings. Anyone knows, put it in the comment section. But for the purposes of what I'm doing, I'm just going to go ahead and use the config text. I'm sure there's other videos out there that can be a little bit more specific about how to run the program, do all the special things. It's working with the Behringer c-1u. So now I am going to test, or I'm going to get out of this, reboot, and I'm not going to bring up the configure editor or the configurator, just to see if it will detect my USB and just automatically start using the gain like I've set it to. Let me go 15. Okay. So that's next. So stay tuned for the next video. Next and the last, I think, after the reboot happens. Stay tuned. Okay, this is the final part. I just rebooted my computer, and here we go. All right. It still shows on my microphone that it has low volume here. But if I go ahead and record, then you will see the low volume is not there. It is cranking pretty good. Just about how I like it. So that's it. I did not use any of the configurator. I didn't use the editor. It just must do its thing automatically on reboot. So that is a test. Of course, I didn't leave the USB microphone plugged in. I unplugged it, rebooted. Then when it rebooted, I plugged the microphone in, and then away we go. So it must detect when it's plugged in and when it's not. And it just does it kind of all in the background. So that, hassle-free setup if you want to keep a mic in all the time, or just have it ready so you don't have to do the configuring all the time. The Equalizer APO is the program I've been looking for 8 years. So I think I will leave it there. Anything you want to add, put it down in the comments. Anything I didn't touch on, which was a lot, but concerning the preamp and a USB microphone, the c-1u Behringer, go ahead and ask them down below. Keep coming back for great videos. Hope this helped, and catch you later.